Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar, the Data Logger Basics, Fundamentals of Environmental Research and Agricultural Monitoring. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to kind of funnel in, and then we will go ahead and get started with the presentation. All right, looks like we've got a good amount of people in here so far. So why don't we go ahead and jump into the webinar for today. Again, thank you for joining us. I am your presenter today. My name is Kayla Boerboon. I am a sales representative here at HOBO, and I've been with the company for a little over 4 years now. I specialize in assisting researchers, consultants, government agencies, and the likes. A little tidbits here about HOBO. We are the makers of HOBO data loggers. We are located just outside of Cape Cod here in Bourne, Mass. Our sole focus is on accurate and reliable data logging and monitoring. Within the last year, HOBO is now a part of LICOR, and together we have over 50 years of experience in environmental monitoring. We are a world leader in data loggers with a global network of distributors, and we are also ISO 9001-2015 certified. Some details for today's webinar. It will run for approximately 45 minutes. We will save some time at the end to answer any questions that you may have. You will see a question section in the control panel on the side, so feel free to ask those questions at any point in time, and then we will get to them at the end. If you are not able to stay for the entire show, no worries. We are going to be recording this webinar. We will send you an email with a link to the recording. Before we get started, I do want to announce that we are the proud recipient of the 2025 AgTech Breakthrough Award. This program recognizes innovation in agricultural and food technologies around the globe. And we received this for the crop monitoring solution of the year. Our goal essentially is to help minimize manual data collection, reduce labor costs and inputs, all while maximizing the output. What some of our customers are saying is that the HOBOnet Wireless Sensor Network provides a cost-effective and scalable solution for web-enabled monitoring of field conditions. Most monitoring systems out there require complex integration, specialized IT, which can make it difficult to leverage predictive models for better decision making. HOBOnet is purpose-built for the field. It simplifies things, it has flexibility and actionable data at its core. It's been proven to be reliable, easy to use, and has a powerful analytics platform to make it an indispensable tool for modern agriculture. What's new? We have some new products here in our Bluetooth line. Two of them you can see are part of the MX2300 line. This is our weatherproof outdoor monitoring loggers. We have the MX2308, which measures temperature, relative humidity, and PAR. This is actually the first logger that we have made in collaboration with Lycor, so very exciting for us. The logger, again, it monitors temperature, relative humidity, and PAR, but you also get VPD, DLI measurements, along with accumulated PAR and dew point as well. Just like our other MX2300 data loggers, it does offer user replaceable batteries, so no need to send anything in. Just keep a couple extra batteries, on the side and replace them as needed. It is IP67 and NEMA 6 rated. So again, totally fine to be outdoors and exposed to those elements. Moving on, we have the MX2309, which also monitors temperature and relative humidity, but you're also going to get solar radiation with this as well. This is integrated with the Lycor Li200R pyranometer. It also offers VPD DLI measurements, as well as accumulated solar radiation and dew point. Again, it's also going to offer user replaceable batteries, and it's going to be IP67, NEMA 6 rated. Just to let you guys know, we do expect more collaborations in the future with Lycor, so be sure that you do continue to check in to see what we have in store. On the agenda for today, we're going to talk about a few things. What is a data logger? How to use a data logger? How to select a data logger? What type of measurements and applications you're looking for and to use these in? How to collect your data? And a couple use cases and application stories, followed up by some questions and answers. First off, what is a data logger? Typically, a data logger is an electronic instrument that records measurements at set intervals over a period of time. It is typically compact, hopefully battery-powered device with some kind of internal microprocessor, allows for data storage, and should have one or more sensors. A data logger can be deployed indoors, outdoors, or underwater, and it should be able to record data for up to years at a time while being unattended. How to use a data logger? It's very simple. You're first going to want to download and install the appropriate software for your device on either a mobile device or a laptop. Next, you're going to connect that data logger to the app and launch the parameters. You'll configure it to your set needs. Third, you'll go ahead and deploy that logger. You'll place it in the desired location and set to record for your desired amount of time. Step 4 is when you're ready to collect that data, you will retrieve the data logger, connect it to the appropriate software, and then number 5, you'll go ahead and then download the data, and you'll be able to export it and read it out with the software analysis. So very easy, user-friendly, simple. How to select a data logger. There's a few things that you need to ask yourself before you choose a data logger, and it is very important. You need to first know, what are you planning on measuring? Where do you plan on taking those measurements? And how long do you think this application project job is going to be for? Is this going to be a one-time situation where you'll only need it for a few weeks, a few months? Or is this going to be part of an ongoing project that can extend for years at a time, or something that you want to just be a part of your toolkit so you can use as needed as many jobs as you have? Thirdly, how often do you plan on accessing the data, and how do you want to access it? Because we do have multiple ways. Other things that you may want to consider is accuracy and data access options, software capabilities, what the battery life is compared to the longevity of your deployment, and maybe the cost of ownership. Some applications that our products are used for within environmental and agricultural measurements are the following, kind of broken up into a couple different categories. You'll see here we have weather, soil, and other. Under your weather parameters, it's going to be your typical weather monitoring conditions, your relative humidity and temperature, different types of light. You'll have your wind speed direction, rainfall, and leaf wetness. We'll go ahead and move over to soil monitoring, where you can measure soil moisture, combined moisture temperature. Some of them also allow you to monitor electrical conductivity. And we also have a multi-depth soil moisture sensor and temperature sensor if you're looking to get multiple measurements within one location without having to use multiple loggers. In the other section, we have things not mentioned like third-party sensors, where you may need to use a 4 to 20 milliamp input. Maybe you have something that requires a pulse or a DC. So we have those types of loggers and sensors available as well. How to collect your data. As I mentioned before, we have a few different ways that you can collect your data, and it's all based on your preferences, your needs, and things of that nature. So first, we have our optical communication. Those are going to be your USB data loggers. Maybe it uses a USB cable or an optical reader. Then you have the Bluetooth loggers, and these are simply standalone data loggers that use just Bluetooth communication. There's no need for any cables. It is designed for convenient wireless setup, so you do not need to remove it and connect it to a cable and your computer. Finally, we have our web-based remote monitoring system. Those are our weather stations, and that is going to rely on a cellular connection. So again, as you can see, depending on your needs, we most likely have something that's going to fit those. Talking about our standalone data loggers, these are all going to be a manual offload of some sort of sense. Again, either a USB or a optical device, such as our base station or waterproof shuttle, are going to be used with our U series, such as the U24, U22s, U12s, things of that nature. You are going to get highly accurate data using these loggers. They will be very easy to deploy and durable, and most importantly, affordable. Depending on which logger you decide to go with, you will need to use the respective software. Here we are talking about the HOBOware Pro software, and this is used with all of our optical and USB loggers. Again, those U series. You're going to get simple menus for fast and easy logger setup and readout. It's going to allow you to scale to real world engineering units. So you have the ability to put in the specific units based off of your specific job. You're going to get presentation quality graphs and it's going to be extremely easy to export that data to an Excel file or text via email. There's plenty of plotting tools so you can analyze your data, as well as post-processing data assistance for things like your water level monitoring, conductivity, and dissolved oxygen. Moving along to the Bluetooth side, that would be our HOBOconnect app. And that is a free downloadable app that you will find through your Play Store. And again, this is going to be used with all of our Bluetooth loggers only. That is our MX line. These loggers you will use this app to connect to the Bluetooth loggers just by Bluetooth alone. So simply download that app to your mobile device, laptop, anything that has Bluetooth communication. Once you've had it downloaded and you have the logger within range, you simply tap on the device, set and configure it by setting your parameters, how often you want it to log, when you want it to start, what you want to happen with the memory, things of that nature. Also within the app, when you're ready to collect your data, just get within a 100-foot range approximately, and the app will sync to the logger. From there, you'll just push a button that says download data and export data. The data goes right onto the app, and then you can export it now or at a later date to your email address as the file of your choosing, Excel, CSV, a HOBO file, or a PNG. Moving on to our web-based remote monitoring systems. These are going to be our cellular systems. So this will require an annual service plan. And the service plans all depend on a number of different things. We have a few different options to choose from, currently 3 service plans. These are all going to get you remote access to your data. So no need to be on site. You can be anywhere, anytime, and you'll be able to view the current status of the sensors, as well as receive remote alerts and texts if something should go out of range based off of the parameters that you set. As you can see here, we have 2 different types of monitoring stations. You have the RX2100 micro station, which is a small compact station. It offers a low cost, and they do come in 2 versions. We have an indoor version, which is powered with an AC power adapter. And then you have an outdoor version, which has an integrated 1.7 watt solar panel, as you can really utilize that sun. That offers 5 plug-and-play sensors, and the stations vary. You have a plug-and-play only, you have a station that can monitor water level, and then you have the HOBOnet station, which allows you to connect up to 50 wireless sensors, so you can really get a large coverage. Moving on, we have the RX3000 station, very similar to the RX2100 I just spoke about. It is very robust, maybe a little bit more flexible, certainly a rugged station, and again, also communicates via cellular to a web-based platform. This station specifically is going to offer slots for 2 modules of your choosing. We have something like the HOBOnet Manager, which allows you to connect to those HOBOnet wireless sensors. Or you have something like the analog input for channels for your third-party sensors, and a relay module. To access the data and manage your sensors, you're going to be using the web-based platform Lycor Cloud. Here is where you will be able to quickly view all of your products. you will be able to see all of the temperatures and the conditions and things of that nature right on your dashboard. We have plenty of graphs that you can put your data into, so you have a physical display of what that data looks like. But in addition to that, you can create custom dashboards. So you can see the most important information right at the forefront. You have the ability to share these dashboards with other people that may be working on a job with you, or just really looking to collect that information as well. Because it is a web-based software, you can use this on any device. Again, you're going to be able to get remote alerts via either text or email. Please bear in mind there is no limit as to how many people can receive these texts or emails, or both. Within this software, you will be able to set limitations for certain people. So if you want somebody to be able to read only or manage certain data loggers, you'll be able to give them that access. So very customizable. Within the software, we also offer options for flow monitoring so that way you can, if you have a specific job application or a specific weir, flume, V-notch, anything like that, you can put those specific numbers in there so you're getting the most accurate data as possible. Every situation may be different, so we want to make sure we have that available to you. Unique feature that we have available within Lightcore Cloud is the map view. So you can go ahead from Google and get a map view of the area that you plan on deploying, and you can drop the sensors onto each location where they are deployed. So that way you can get a nice aerial view and see what kind of coverage you have, if there's anywhere that maybe you want to add more in. But it also gives a visual to other people as well. Maybe you have users that need to go on site. This will give them a good visual of where those are located. A few applications within the environmental research and protection side that some of our customers use these remote monitoring systems for are climate, environmental compliance, renewable energy, green space monitoring, and ecology. Our systems help in these circumstances by allowing the user to proactively keep track of conditions and help them to make any necessary adjustments in order to avoid any loss or damage. Some common applications within agricultural monitoring and researchers are irrigation and water, crop production, orchard and vineyard monitoring, and disease and pest control. You are able to save time and money due to these alerts, and you can get alerts maybe when your soil moistures are too low, or for frost alerts, both, which can lead to, again, damage. A recent use case that just came up is the benefits of urban green spaces. And what they found is that due to climate change, extreme heat is the leading cause of weather-related deaths. Currently, some cities within the US have been deemed as heat islands, as outlined by the US EPA. These urban areas can ultimately see temperature changes about 7 degrees higher during the day and 5 degrees lower Fahrenheit at night compared to outside areas. So with this information said, What is the solution here? Well, the solution to this is we need to better understand and track the temperatures and relative humidity over a period of time. So that way we can get an accurate depiction of weather conditions in these areas. In order to do that, you would need to deploy multiple loggers throughout the city, which could be an undertaking. But luckily with the HOBO products, we've come up with the perfect solution, a weatherproof data logger that is durable, easy to conceal from the public, and you can offload the data without needing to remove the product. The affordable cost for this product makes it the perfect toolkit for projects like these. What were the results of this use case? Well, after receiving the MX2304 data loggers, the NAC, they prepped them by mounting them inside the respective solar radiation shields. They configured them to log every 5 minutes, and then they shipped those products to a number of locations that were participating in this study. A couple of those, to name a few, are Baltimore, Houston, Seattle, and Miami. These loggers were mounted within trees at varying heights between 7 to 10 feet. The study first started in early June, and it is currently ongoing through the early fall. They are collecting and analyzing the data, and that is going to help the research team demonstrate the cooling benefits of having green spaces within urban areas and preventable weather-related health concerns. Case number 2 is frost protection. So we tend to see growers reach out to us due to concerns about frost and how they can avoid loss of time, effort, money, product. So here we had one particular grower who owns a few cranberry bogs, and he came to us with this concern. He wanted to know what options he had available to him for remote monitoring so he could be proactive. His main concern was that he needed alerts to let him know the temperatures so that way he could be prepared and irrigate his bogs to prevent frost damage, as well as monitor how much water he is using. Without monitoring this information, he could be overwatering his crops or even underwatering. So by having the system available, it's going to allow him to keep track of it and see that real-time data on screen. So with this concern, what was the solution? What did we offer this customer of ours? Well, simply, we offered the HOBOnet RX cellular monitoring system. This is because with this system, it's going to give him remote access, which is exactly what he wants, with alerts. He's going to deploy as many loggers as he needs throughout all of his bogs, so he can take a comparison readings and match them up and see what bogs are being affected maybe more and what is affecting him. Is it that there's not enough water? Is it the frost damage? Is there something wrong with the soil? All of that can be monitored using our HOBOnet system. Specifically with HOBOnet, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to allow you to connect up to 50 wireless sensors. The neat thing about these is that if you're not familiar with HOBOnet, they work as a mesh network, so you don't need a complete line of sight. This logger is going to know the best path that it needs to take in order to get back to the station. These sensors have a range of about 1,500 to 2,000 feet, depending on the area and vegetation. And it allows for up to 5 hops, with the station being the 5th hop. So with that being said, if you do have a sensor that's further than 1,500 feet from the station, no worries, because they act as repeaters. That sensor that's furthest out is going to send its data to the next sensor until it gets back to the station, where it will be uploaded to the web. With all of those capabilities, again, you'll be able to cover a much larger area rather than just using one station in one central location. You're not going to need to put in as much manual labor, and you're going to get peace of mind knowing that you're going to receive alerts based off of the needs and parameters of your specific job. With the customer using this system, what were the results? Well, after installing and using this system for some time, the grower was able to, in fact, verify that there were temperature variations across his farm. Some of the bogs that were further out were experiencing loss of up to 50 barrels of cranberries due to frost. He would not have been able to identify that had he not implemented this system. The data doesn't lie. So because of this, now he's able to come up with a solution. Maybe he needs to monitor those back bogs, those back bogs a little bit more before they experience frost. Mainly, he's saving much time, efforts, and money, and he's not going to have to experience the hurt of the loss of all of that time and effort he put in. And with that being said, that is the conclusion to today's webinar. So I will go ahead and open it up to a couple questions. If anybody has any that they want to ask, if anything wasn't mentioned, I'd be happy to answer those for you now. We've got a lot coming in here, so give me 1 second. Okay, some questions about what can you do to make the battery last as long as possible? Simply put, the battery depends on how often you are logging your data. Most of these specs are based off of a 1-minute logging interval. But if you are monitoring at 10 minutes or longer, you're going to get a few years. Also bear in mind that temperature as well is going to play a factor into battery consumption. So that's just going to depend on the specific application. 1 second, next question. All right, I'm not seeing, are all units able to be read on the mobile app or just the ones that have the Bluetooth feature? Okay, John, I'm going to assume that you're talking about HOBOnet. HOBOnet, yes, that is only going to be available to the Bluetooth loggers. Again, depending on the communication type that you go with, it's going to have its own respective software. So any of our optical loggers or sensors are all going to use one of our HOBOware softwares. Our Bluetooth loggers will all use HOBOnet, And then any of our remote monitoring systems, those will all use the web-based software Lycor Cloud. If we download data via the phone app once a week, will that have a great impact on battery life? How about once a month? No, it's not going to have a great impact on battery life. These batteries, they can last for quite some time. At least specifically speaking for the Bluetooth line, I have an MX1101 logger. I have it set for about 10 minutes. I've had it for about 3 years and I've changed the batteries out once. Memory is also, it doesn't tend to be an issue unless you're logging extremely quickly, once a second. But with our web-based softwares and things of that nature, you're going to be able to see how full your memory is. Same thing with the Bluetooth. When you have it open in the app and you're within range, you're going to be able to see the memory. It will tell you when you're configuring the logger based off of your parameters. If you set the Bluetooth logger to log every 10 minutes, it will tell you in about 4 years your memory is going to be full. So you will know all of this information before you're set to deploy. I'll take a couple more questions, and then if these were not answered, just know that we will go ahead and follow up with an email afterwards to anybody who attended, seeing if you need further assistance answering any questions. We are more than happy to put together a formal quote for you and help you out there as well. Where can I download the software on the web? You'll just go to the to Lycor Cloud. You can go ahead and Google that and go to Lycor Cloud and you'll create an account. Somebody asked if we are able to integrate into a system via Modbus. We are not Modbus compatible at this time, but it's certainly a nice recommendation that we can add in. Is there an open API for integrated HOBO data loggers? We do have APIs available, yes. So yes, we could work that out for you as well. And with that, I think I am going to conclude today's webinar. I do appreciate everybody for joining. Thank you so much for asking these great questions. And again, we will go ahead and follow up with some emails and we can certainly schedule some phone calls with you as well. So thank you so much and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.